Hey y'all, it's Trent Knox, and I wanted to jump on to a podcast and let you guys know what's going on in my life. I could call this a broadcast, and it's a lot. There's a lot. We had let's see, what was the last episode that I did here? The last episode I did was a face to face number 3, and actually I did the face to face number 2 uh, which face to face is a program I'm doing on Instagram, kind of irregularly. I hope that I can get it to being a regular thing once we get this esports business network website launched. We're doing a lot of crazy stuff, and I'm starting to get more people involved, more in a larger capacity. There's already been some people that have been founding members. When I first started, I started communicating with a few different people, and that's changed a little bit over time. You get folks kind of become distant, or they just don't see the vision, or what it may be. But the primary purpose, I guess, for not I guess I know for Esports Business Network is to be able to create a alternative, not necessarily a main stream of income for people in the esports industry. Now, when I say that is there's just really not a website. There's really not a marketplace, and I'm open to having other people work on this project or their own project and try and stack my team up against their team. That's what esports is. It's competitive. There's just really not a platform or a marketplace for people to go to sell their services, sell their knowledge, sell their events, sell their time, at least sell a product or a service. There's just not that platform. We have Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got everything else. But when it comes to esports and when it comes to gaming, there's really just not a platform that's right there for you to post, and people are already going to it because it's got esports in the title, it's got business, and it's got networking. One of the main things that I'm working on is a slogan, and I don't know if I'll be using this, but it's join our team. But what I mean by join our team is the whole thing about esports, it's a player driven team organization and game based industry, based culture. And so we would like for instructors, we would like for coaches, we would like for anybody that's in the esports industry working with a team to join our team as a so that we got your back. And that's the thing. Like, we've got your back. We're there. We're getting you in the mindset to be able to drive your team forward. So it doesn't matter what team you're on. You could be working for an amateur organization that's not associated with a professional organization, or you could be working for an established professional organization like any one of the big tier 1 teams. It doesn't really matter. Getting involved with us is a great asset to your business in esports. We're going to be bringing you learning management system, a learning management system that you have never seen before. This is just it's revolutionary. You don't see it in any other industry. You don't see it. The reason why you don't see any other industry is because it starts off with gaming it starts off with esports as the title. It's the whole vibe. It's the culture of the platform. So you're going to get that gamification that you don't see on a lot of other industry learning management systems. You're going to be wanting to stay on the platform longer because the community that is on the platform is there to help you improve your chances at snagging that opportunity, getting signed to an organization, getting the affiliate sponsorships. A lot of a lot of managers or quote unquote agents out there are saying they're getting you brand deals. They're saying they're getting you endorsements. They're saying they're getting you sponsorships. They're saying these things, but in reality, what they're really getting you is an affiliate link, an opportunity for you to make the sales rather than for your for a an endemic brand or a non-endemic brand to come to you and get you those opportunities that you deserve. Those advertising spends, those marketing spends, those um all the different opportunities that they can bring you, whether that's actual product, opportunity to go and speak at speaking engagements. Depends what you are looking for. If you're an introvert or an extrovert, uh, getting out there and making your brand bigger, you making your stamp on the industry. And that's what the community is going to help you do. It's being a part of our team. Join our team. That's how we're going to do we're going to operate here. And I just want to go into a couple different things. Obviously, first and foremost, I am Trent Knox, your host of Hard Knocks Life with Trent Knox. And it's pretty crazy. It's been pretty crazy. You know, the pandemic, of course, we've constantly talking about the pandemic, but we're trying to get the positive mindset. We're trying to get the drive. We're trying to get it to be a better circumstance, a better situation, and keep moving forward. Not a quit, not to quit, not a quitter. Just still pursuing success and affirmate validation for myself, validating myself, and just being a better person, just getting to have a better quality of life. So, with that being said, like Trent Knox Productions has been really very difficult to get clients and keep going and I've experienced some doubt, some uncertainty, the likes of all of that stuff. But I'm still out there grinding. I'm not gonna be that I'm not gonna just be that guy that sits around in his pajamas all day, moping, not doing anything, not taking massive action, not working hard, not putting in the time, grinding, hustling, doing what you gotta do to get it done. GSD, get shit done. You gotta put the playlist on, play the music loud, get yourself hyped up, get on the treadmill, do what you gotta do, bust it out, get it, burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. You know what I'm saying? Go hard, grind, don't let up. Choke, put them down, put them down. Don't let you be your own over. Go beat them. Whoop it. Whoop that into shape. Get out of there, man. Grind, hustle, go. Like that sort of mindset is where I want to be constantly. And you know, it's very difficult to get those leads. It's very difficult to source new opportunities, make cold calls, do reach out to new people, build new relationships. Look for folks that are not getting it like you, that you can help them get it and make it happen. You know, you too many people are worried about the next week. There's so much uncertainty right now. The money problem is massive. $7 trillion in debt the government went into. $7 trillion in debt. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in 2021? We're not getting out of this anytime soon, baby. It's just, we're in this one for the long haul. So if you're not a hustler and you're not competing and you're not trying to be a go-getter, someone who's trying to make their own opportunities, because best believe those corporate opportunities are not coming back. They're not coming back, at least not in the way that they were before. Some of you are complacent. You're hanging on by the last lifeline. You're there just you're stuck in a dead end job. There's no moving up. Your lifestyle's not going to change. Your quality of life is depreciating. You're stuck. You're in the mud. Well, how are you going to get out of the mud? Give up. Give up and get new. Rejuvenate yourself. Don't let that situation that's depreciating you let you down. You're not paying your bills. You're not getting it done. It's not happening. You know for a fact that you're 4 times, 6 times in debt is your income. What's it gonna matter? What is it gonna matter? Get fired. Do it. Take that up. Take that risk. Do that. You think that's negative? It's not negative. It's positive. It's up. It's a net positive for your life. You need that shock. You need to get out and do something brand new. So whenever you get the chance, just get it out. Do it. Go. Because this is you can't let other people, other systems hold you back. You have to go and take advantage of all the opportunities that are out there for you. Let this be the time to turn your side hustle into your main hustle. Let's do that. Don't play any more games. Don't let the man, the woman, they, them, him. Don't let that hold you down. Get it. Go. Okay? Let's not stick around and waste our time doing things that we don't love. Okay? That's the thing. Like, if you got to get a divorce, get a divorce. Do it. It's the best time to do it. We're all in debt. We're all in massive debt. We're in massive debt. The government took $7 trillion in 60 days. So go do it. What's it gonna cost you? You're gonna get bankruptcy anyway. You're gonna get uh, you're gonna get you're gonna get a divorce anyway. You might as well get it done. You might as well not, play around. Woe is me, all that attitude, and get done. So what else you need to do? Okay, Trent Knox Productions. It's struggling, man. I'm in there with you. It's a struggle fest. We're trying to get it off. We're trying to get back into it. I'm trying to make it happen as alongside you. Trying to see new opportunities, find new people to work with, source new opportunities, all of this stuff. Get new leads, cold calling. Right now my main strategy with LinkedIn is getting connected with the people that opportunities are showcasing themselves. Um, I'm looking for, I'm looking on Indeed for opportunities. Owning my own business is very, very different because for a lot of you out there, you guys are you're independent contractors without a business. You're not doing contracts in the right way. You're getting yourself locked into disadvantaged deals. You don't want to do that. You want to find yourself a good, sweet, secure contract position with. You're not going to get the benefits. You're not going to get all of those perks. None of that stuff. I mean, you may. Depends upon where the company is and if they're like a solid, good quality company. They may even work with you on 3 meals a day, housing. They might be working with you on electricity, internet, phone, all of that under contract work. That's a great deal. If you can find that deal, the deal where everything is on you, they're coming to you, they're giving you everything you need to get it done, versus some of these employee deals where you don't even get half those benefits, but you're locked into that contract that has you basically screwed. You're not getting any benefits and you're getting paid minimum wage. Why are you even in that deal? That's a terrible deal. Yeah, I get it. W-2. Yeah, you get some security when it comes to tax season and such like that, but your situation's screwed. Get out of it. Divorce it. I don't know. I just can't. I can't even comprehend why anybody would want to be in that situation. That situation is terrible. You're not able to support a family. You're not learning anything. You're not growing your network. You're not living living your best life. Your quality of life is not good. It's poor. It's broke. It's broken. And you need to fix that. So I'm suffering from some of these problems. I mean, I think we all kind of are dealing with a sort, for certainly, you see that unemployment number tick, 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 keep ticking up. It went from 30 million, 32 million, 36 million, 42 million. And those numbers are probably not even accurate. You got to think about all the people who don't have the mental capacity or the experience or the drive to even to get the unemployment benefits. You got to take advantage of what you do. Now, some people are going to become complacent. They're going to get those unemployment benefits and they're just going to sit there thinking, "Oh, I'm making $600 a week. I'm going to sit back, sip tequilas and sit on the beach and I'm going to take advantage of this situation." But then they're out of the workforce. They ain't grinding. They ain't like me, who's been forced out of the workforce due to the fact that, I got that I've got time on my record, even though it's such a small piece of small time in jail. But I've been there. I've done that. That's been a plague on my life. Every single time I go and someone runs a background check, they see that shit, and I have to deal with that, and I have to confront that beast. I have to say, I got to tell the employer or the contract company, say, "Hey, I've got a problem. I got an issue. I had to deal with this thing when I was growing up." Sorry about that. Got somebody doing work, some sort of work outside. So back where we were. Sorry, I had to for a second talk with my grandmother. She was blowing off the walkway, and I guess she was tracking in flower petals. Man, this is the life we live when we're struggling. We're trying to make it happen, and I hope you can relate to this my drive, my story, my what I got going on. I don't want to be the label that the system put on me. I don't want to be that. I want to be bigger than that. I want to, I want to grow out and go get better, bigger and better opportunities. Just because I grew up in small town Texas shouldn't prevent me from going exploring the world. Just because it's backward down here in Texas, where certain laws, certain things are not done right. Like you go to California, smoke up a blaze, 420 all day. You can go to Colorado, 420 blazing all day. But you come down here to this bow dunk piece of crap, no forward progression, backward thinking that you got going on here in Texas, without the exposure to anything. You got big people talking big shit with big oil money, doing whatever they want over on their little land, but then trying to act like they can't, like the average folk, the employee, the slaves. Talk about Twitter changing up things. Subordinates, subs, those folks. And you know what? That's all I mean, it's good on Twitter. Good on Twitter to change their policies on how they communicate and what vocabulary they use, and that they monitor for microaggressions on the platform, for hate speech and things like that. It's good that they're doing that, but at the same point in time, it does kind of make you think, what are they censoring? What is their censorship? What is their policy when it comes to new forward thinking ideas? Because sometimes it can get out of hand. It can get to the point at which the other side, the ones who are trying to get the opportunity, overstep their ability to try and take hold of the oppression, the power of oppression, the opportunity to suppress people, and and take away the opportunities that they have let their voice be heard, and let them be grow as well. You know, it's troubling because a lot of people don't get the exposure that they need to a thing. Like, for instance, my exposure to the Asian community is was exponentially grown when I lived in Hawaii versus living in small town Texas. Small town Texas, I got exposure to the black community, to the Hispanic community, and a good amount of the Indian from India community because of the technology in Austin and Dell being close proximity to where I grew up, because the Dell headquarters is in Round Rock. And so I had exposure to like kind of this multiculturalism that in a small town environment where, I didn't go to the smallest school in town. I went to a fairly large school. I mean, it's a 5A school. Is that right? 5A? I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments about schools, but a 5A school that, played football, did automotive technology in high school, and went to state championships and stuff like that, and won some medals and whatnot, and lettered in automotive technology, and I did that whole thing, but it wasn't my full potential. At the same time, I was going through high school. I was taking dual credit courses, which means really nothing now, because man, if you're in school now, you can basically graduate with an associate's degree between ninth grade and 12th grade. You can go out there and you can take them dual credit classes and get that 20, 30 credits hours if you're hustling and you're doing your summer school and you're getting shit done. Now, some of you are gonna say, "Oh, well, that sounds like a whole lot of work." Well, that's what I did. I think I got I think I got 18 credit hours done when I was finished with high school. I basically almost had my associate's degree finished. I had to finish up some of the requirements when I was at Texas State University to get past those credentials, because you had to take the state or the school's course, which is like their introductory to university course. But that's like a cultural thing, and it's like how to get connected with programs, and to be honest, that course is taught by people who are in like American studies that don't really care about the course. They're not putting any effort. Honestly, I can't even remember who the professor was at all. And and so we have that first course that we take, and we learn all those things. We do the courses in the first university. I just got off track there for a second, but I'm trying to explain what it's like getting exposed to new cultures, and I'm having flashbacks, and that's why I'm sitting here having flashbacks about different things as I transfer, because for some of you who are new to this podcast, I transferred from Texas State University to the University of Hawaii, and that's how I got that exposure to the Hawaiian culture, as well as to the Eastern cultures with Asian communities and Southeast Asian communities, and then a little bit of there's a lot going on there, but I'll keep going. So you get you just don't get that exposure to all of that stuff, even though in the small town or the community that I grew up in, because I live on kind of the outskirts of what is now a 40,000 person town. um, more on the south side than I live up on the. I live closer to another town on the east side, and which is like 400 people, and it's it's a it's different because you get a little bit of multiculturalism, but you don't get the sort of more multiculturalism that you do in New York that you would if you were in certain communities in New York. But even in New York, it's quite compartmentalized, and unless you're really getting into it, you're not really getting outside of your community all that much. This is what I've heard when I've had conversations with people from New York. You know, there's still some division within within the community, and it's not as diverse as theologians and philosophers look at the area. They wanna act like it's all this, but it ain't all that. Okay, it ain't all that in Houston. It ain't all that in Dallas. It ain't all that in Austin. We still have a lot of division. The diversity and the inclusion. It's not that not as much as you would see in other places. Like I guess Denver is quite diverse. Austin is more diverse. L.A. whatnot. The more you get to the west, you get a little bit more loose with you get a little bit more liberal, you get a little bit more it's just a different environment, so people are not as apprehensive to and this is historically um, there's not all this history holding people's communities against each other. So people became their own, kind of people broke off from the branch and went their own way when it comes to manifest destiny and getting away from the planting and all of that jazz that you get when you're in like a New York area or anything like that. Anyway, but I go off on these tangents when I start thinking about a subject matter that's kind of like, geez, why can't we just, especially in these times, just put all that stuff aside, like put it aside. Like I don't want to hear about how there's just so much going on up there in the eastern area of the United States that it makes me very very uncomfortable that we're not getting any progress. We're not getting over all that hurt that people are experiencing, and it's just all ever more amplified when their communities are getting the rug dragged out from under their feet from the corporate aristocracy culture. Like that's what we're dealing with. So as an independent contractor with all the baggage that I bring along from my past, and as I've been trying to distance myself from any issue that could perspire due to being associated with the type of just that negativity. Like I hear a lot of people spinning negativity in a positive way, and as a result the positive is a negative because they're just not listening. They're not hearing how it's in the what they think is positive is so ingrained in benefiting a certain demographic of people rather than benefiting the whole of society. It's like idolizing the corporate structure of being enslaved into a system that doesn't provide you adequate benefits to ensure you a good quality life. It's you can't like we're talking about healthcare, and we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars for a vaccine, like, and we're talking about um, HMOs not covering the expense. That's the sort of conversations we're having in the world, and we're not even talking about what about private insurance. What makes you think that they don't want to make their percentage, their cut? They're probably looking at the private insurance will want, if let's say that a vaccine comes out at 20K for, like, I don't know, maybe it's going to be a series of shots. You got to get 1, 2, and a 3 set. You're looking at, you're going to at least pay 10% of that, and that's going to be 2K, $2,000. That's going to be $2,000 for a 3 set. Who's going to be able to afford that? That means it's going to be up until 5 years till we can all afford a vaccine. That's to be, I mean, hopefully they'll have government subsidy to supply, because you got to think about the distribution and how much it's going to cost to produce a high quality vaccine and then distribute that globally. Because best believe that's going to be that, I mean, from what I understand, it's going to have to be produced in quality laboratories with high security within the United States. And in order to get the proper plastics, the proper, serums, we're looking at the overall cost of a vaccine. And then we got to talk about profits. Don't forget about profits, because they're going to have to make a profit. Because what happens if next year we have COVID-20? They're going to have to make a whole new vaccine, and they have to get the profit so that they can do the research, and they can pay the salaries for people to be ready for COVID-20. I know a lot of y'all are thinking, "Oh, well, don't be so, don't like." I hear a lot of freaking retards, and I use the word retard because you're not looking at the big picture here. You're looking at the small picture. You're thinking things are just gonna go away. You think that it's like a one-time thing. This is just the beginning. This is the baby virus. Wait till you get the grandpappy virus, the one that doesn't give a shit about a vaccine. Don't forget the dinosaurs were killed by an asteroid. Don't forget that. Mass extinction is an issue, is something we got to be concerned about as a society. So if the extinction of humanity is based off of something like AI or robotics, then we gotta look at it. We gotta think about that, and that's gonna take R&D. That's gonna take some R&D, and you gotta be best believe that's connected to profit. That R&D is connected to that profit. It's not connected to the expense that's gonna be to make the thing. You gotta pay all the salaries for the scientists that make that profit, or make not only the profit but get paid through the profit. And that's not going to be government subsidized. Best believe that our government can't get that done. We're dealing with worst times ever. Unemployment with the 600 plus up ends on this. I think it ended today. Today is July 16th. That ended today. Today is the final day for that 16 plus up. It'll roll out The last amount of it will go out on the 30. The last amount of it, at least in Texas, probably the end of the month, is going to be completely cut off on the 31st. You know, they're supposed to be back, I guess on the 21st. The Senate is supposed to get back into session. And hold on, I'm going to go check that. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I was able to confirm that the Senate will be back in session on July 20th. That's Monday. But I wasn't able to bring you any good news. It looks like all bad news. Looks like they're not going to be able to take massive action in a timely manner. Looks like the Democrats don't have the right proposals. It looks like the Republicans don't have the right mindset. They're all going in the wrong direction. They're all taking money from big business, getting this money from lobbyists, and lobbyists writing the bills for Congress to review for potentiality of it being the stimulus aid package that the Senate passes, and then if it passes in the Senate, it'll go to the House, and then if it passes in the House, it'll go to the President or back to the Senate. Or there's all these different plays that don't bring us any good, and I'm sorry for those of you who are international listeners. I don't have a clue as to how bad it is out there, but I'm assuming it's bad, and I don't know how to tell you. Things don't look like they're gonna get any better, and I apologize, but this is something like, I've started this conversation on the fact of what I do as an individual when it comes to business. When it comes to business and my personal brands with Trent Knox Productions and what I do for other people, whether that's videography, audio production, advertising and marketing, management, whatever it may be that I produce for people. It's tough. We're all facing it head on. It doesn't look like it's getting any better anytime soon. Looks like every month another million people are on the unemployment doorstep. Another million people are during the time in which they said 4 million new jobs, 7 million layoffs. So it's not looking pretty, baby. But as as I get traction in my personal life and my personal business, I hope that I can go to the next step and take Cyber City Media to the next level, baby. I want to be in the position to send out checks. I want to cut these checks and get people back to work. Unfortunately, the government isn't helping in any sort of fashion. They're making everything complicated. They're not making it easy to get business grants because you had to be in business in a certain amount of time. They're not making it easy for you to start a new business and get people on, employed and get people to work. They're not making it easy. They can make it a whole lot easier, but they're making it complicated. They're wanting to put more money in old business than in new business. They're not they think that they're going to be taken advantage of if they don't serve their lobbyists. They're just approaching it from the wrong perspective on the right and the wrong action on the left. Wrong actions on the left, wrong perspective on the right. It's just not there. It's not properly in the center, moderate and right and done perfect. It's not done that way. What can you expect? I mean, perfection is not something that we can expect for ourselves. Why should we expect perfection from our systems? Oh, what? That's crazy talk. Why wouldn't we expect perfection from our systems? We're establishing them. They're not supposed to have these sorts of these sorts of I can't think of the word right now. I'm looking for the word is like it's just not supposed to be so fucked up. It's not supposed to be allowing these inconsistencies, these wrongs. This shouldn't happen. It should be a well-oiled, polished, perfect system. But we're getting this rusty robot going over and not doing us. It's not doing us right, man. It's just how can we have 40 when in real reality we're probably looking at 80 to 90? Because you always it's like a girl that says she's says her numbers 2. You always multiply that times 10. And you multiply when a guy says 4 by times 100. And that's the real number of how many people they actually slept with. And these days, that's actually flip-flopping. Now, when you think about women, you think you multiply that times 100, and for men, you multiply it times 10. You know, we just we just need to get people back to work. We need to give them opportunity. Opportunity is the first thing we need to do. It's too complex right now. The systems that are there, they're not serving the right people. They're making it exclusive to the uneducated. It's too exclusive. It's too exclusive for the unexperienced. They're making it exclusive to those who have experience. And they're not giving it enough opportunity to those without unexperienced. They're unexperienced. They don't have the roles. I just had a lag going on. There need to be more roles established for the unexperienced. And you shouldn't have to attend university to get an internship. There should be something called an apprenticeship. That serves the gap in between. And I'm not talking about mentorship. Mentorship is a paid service, which is somewhere in between. Because who gives a shit? Which is like this in between apprenticeship and internship. You can get paid for an internship, but in order to get paid for the internship, you got to pay the system. And if you want a mentorship, you pay the mentor directly. And hopefully that mentor is an influencer. And that influencer needs to have market exposure. You need to be able to leverage whatever that mentor has on getting a better opportunity, because that mentor isn't necessarily going to give you an apprenticeship. And if you have an apprenticeship, does that give you the amount of money to go to the university, to go to the internship, and then from the internship to go and be an executive? Run your own business. It takes hundreds of thousands of dollars to go from 0 to 1. Because don't forget, in the United States, man, it's not easy. It's consumer centric. You gotta pay to play, baby. It's pay to play. So now the one thing that I'm trying to do at Esports Business Network is lower the cost, bring the cost down to an affordable level for individuals with the right mindset that don't need all these other things. You just have to have the right mindset and the focus to put action and get it done. GSD, get shit done for yourself. Do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself. And if you're unable to do it for yourself, all you need to do is find one person has the least, that's charging the least for the most value. And we're doing that. That's what we want to do. We want to charge the least for the most value. For that to turn you from nobody to MVP. We want to take you from being a nobody to be the most valuable player. The one that gets shit done. Your GSD. Everyday GSD. Don't let anybody hold you back. I'm fired up, baby. I got a lot going on today. I got 3 meetings. My first meeting's coming up here in 30 minutes. We're going to talk about some sort of partnership, trying to get a local land center off the ground, help them put the stuff together, get the right team involved, get the right amount of marketing, advertising, promotions, sales. It's all about the sales. It's all about making that cash register ring. We're going to make that cash register ring and get it off the ground. We're talking about flying, jet flying, limousine riding. Ric Flair, man, we got to make it happen. GSD, baby. So if you're sitting there and you're listening to this and you're not getting energy, I don't know what. I'm trying to give you all the energy that I got. I mean, I'm letting you rob me of energy. I'm letting you suck me dry of energy. Cause I gotta stay on track. I gotta be able to communicate and keep people in the right mindset and not go off on some of these tangents that I do, giving you all this energy. You get all this energy, all these stories that I've told over the course of things, entertaining stuff, but y'all don't learn from the story. At least y'all don't tell me. If y'all are learning from the story, better tell me. Say, yes, I learned from the story in the comments. I learned from it. I took what I understood from the story, what went wrong, what went right, and I applied that methodology. And I improved the quality of my life because I heard your story. I heard what you went through. I heard the obstacles. I looked at those obstacles and said, ain't nothing to me. I learned how to leap over those obstacles. I'm running faster 40s. I'm Edward 40 hands. Those things are not even related. But you got to think like that. You got to think, where's the pattern? How do we communicate? Where are the patterns? Where do things get misconstrued? And how can we bring those misconstrued things back together, get people back on track, baby? Because people get off track. People get lost. I got lost. I'm still lost. I ain't acting like I'm this found person. You know, I believe in ideas. I believe in my ideas. I believe that they can be taken to the moon, baby. Bitcoin, Jesus, ShamWow, OxyClean, as seen on TV, Amazon bestseller, these sorts of things. You got to try the product, try the service. Stop complaining. Oh, is there a non-paid option? Is there a non-paid option? Sure there is. What value do you bring to the table? What value do you bring to the table? That's all I ask you. I ask you, if you don't pay, why do you deserve a play? You got to come at me and saying, I'm the best batter in the world. I'll hit you home runs. You give me the opportunity to play, I'm knocking it out the park. You'll never see that ball again. It's in shreds. It splits in half as you see it fly like a like fireworks, like a rocket outside the stadium. Home run so big and massive, we're talking thousands of feet. We'll never see that ball again. That's how we play this game. I'm throwing touchdowns, and when I hit the touchdown, I'm flexing a Richard Mille on my wrist. I got the gold chain, flex hard. I got the face mask with the visor, baby, with the full grill. I'm wearing custom jersey. You see my oven mitts for gloves. These are custom Louis Vuitton Gucci hand mitts. I'm catching TDs. I'm throwing myself the ball. I'm blocking and defending Heisman Trophy with gold in its gold Heisman Trophy, diamonds in the eyes, with emeralds all over it, ruby red, with everything done and done. Like it's done and done, fleshed out. I've got the iced out Richard Mille. This is what do they say? What do they say? It's frozen. It's disgusting because it's so nice. It's diamond cut. It's got the diamonds. It's princess cuts on all of it, with an additional emeralds, rubies all over it. Okay, and then I pulled up in the Fendi Louis Gucci Aventador, and it's all custom made with the Forgiato rims, with the Continental Elite Empress, disgusting, retarded, nice. You don't even want to look at it. It's so like, ugh, gross. Oh, wait, I got to see it again. So nice. It's blinding you. Your eyes can't see right. You saw me. I flew in on a helicopter inside of a yacht. On the yacht had ace of spades all over the place. It's just not even funny. It's not even funny how popping bottles is just like a regular activity. It's nothing to it. We pop bottles for small accomplishments. Like we're talking about cutting our nails, like getting our nails done. That's the level of accomplishment. That's the dream that you should be having. You don't want to you shouldn't stop it. You should not stop. You should not hold yourself back to, yes, I got myself a Camry. Minimalism is great, but you got to look at it differently. Minimalist means that you've got what you want, and that's it. You don't have any extras. You don't want extra. Now, it's not someone else's determination what is extra. They can think extra, but what you think is enough, and that's minimalist. Minimalism is not defined by having less. It's by having the right amount. So when I say that I need an iced out, I need an iced out golf bracelet with a bust down Jacob and Company, then we're not even playing the same game. Like, y'all ain't even thinking big. You're thinking little. You're not thinking about having a fully customized rocket ship produced and distributed by Tesla, but you also want to own um, the blue the blue astronaut or whatever that that thing is called by Amazon. I forget what their Blue Orbit. So we're coming to a close here on this wonderful podcast, but I wanted to close it out on think bigger. Like think let's think of estates, baby. Think of mansions. Think of hundreds of acres. You know, think of owning your own commercial real estate, buying it on the cuff, wholesale. Um, no middlemen, just going straight to the source, drippity drip, El Dorado, city of El Dorado, Atlantis, lost city of Atlantis style. Um, just go and get it, brother. Like, don't hold yourself back. This is me just kind of talking myself up. If you feel like you're feeling better because of this, let me know. As always, follow me on all the things, Trent Knox TV. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And I appreciate all of your listening and viewership. Stay tuned with me on audio. Stay tuned with me on video. And stay tuned with me in written form through those channels. Love you. Take it easy.